Hello and welcome back to WesteroScraft Walks. I'm your host, Chris the Archer. We have made our way over from the Night Fort to Eastwatch-by-the-Sea, and today we will be exploring this castle before we sail down south. We are on this road right next to Greengard. You can see the ruins of the castle in the distance. If we keep going east on this road, it will take us to Eastwatch-by-the-Sea. Eastwatch is the easternmost castle of the Night's Watch, and the port where the ships of the Night's Watch are stationed. By the start of the main series, the commander is a man named Cotter Pike, who has less than 200 men under his command due to the decline of the Night's Watch. In 50 AC, during the reign of King Jaehaerys I, a former Kingsguard knight, Sir Raymond Mallory, unsuccessfully rebelled against the Night's Watch. He fled north hoping to ally with wildlings, but half a year later, his head was delivered to Eastwatch by a free folk chieftain. Years later, a young Corlys Velaryon visited Eastwatch on the Ice Wolf, looking for a northern passage around Westeros. A century later, after the Third Blackfire Rebellion, Aegor Rivers would have been sent to Eastwatch to join the Night's Watch, but the ship he was on was intercepted and he fled east. When Maester Aemon took the Black, Sir Duncan the Tall escorted him to Eastwatch on the ship Golden Dragon. With him came Brynden Rivers, aka Bloodraven, and many of the Raven's Teeth, his personal guard. Before Robert's Rebellion, Davos Seaworth traded at Eastwatch, serving on the Cobblecat. The ship was intercepted by galleys of the Night's Watch, and its captain was beheaded at the castle. I'll talk about Eastwatch during the main series later in this video, but we'll go inside this blacksmith here. As you can see, there's the anvil, and this room here is his living quarters. Nice bed, and the table that's on its side, and I believe if we go up here, there are some beds for maybe some apprentices. I don't think this is for any of the kids of the blacksmith, since we are at the wall and the Night's Watch are sworn not to father any children. Let's go down here and make our way to the through this village. Up here we are coming on an open area where we can sit, have a drink with some of the Night's Watchmen as we wait for someone to cut meat over here. Yeah, this is where they would have cut the meat, and over here we have a little shelter for the animal that was once living here. Let's sit by this fire for a bit. It's a really nice fire, very cozy. Before we go into this large building over here, here we have some wool hanging on the wall and an unlit fire. Let me get my torch so we can see. But if we go here, it's a nice open area with multiple benches for people to eat. So I think this is like a great hall where the villagers or some Night's Watchmen would gather and just have a meal. If we go up here, we have the larder, just some flour and barley and a little bit of garlic. And out here we have a small garden with a bunch of cabbages. Over here there are more cabbages and maybe a few herbs. And in the distance you can see the castle itself, but we'll go back and go down the same path we were traveling down before we went into the Great Hall, past this nice cozy fire. Let's take a look inside this house here. It looks like the shack of a fisherman. There you can see the fishing net. It's a modest looking shack. Here's where they would have slept with a fur canopy. Now, over here, we have some more furs with some snow over them, just drying out, maybe, and another cozy fire. Let's just sit here, warm ourselves up. Back here, it looks like we have another butcher who is maybe skinning some elk, deer, from maybe making a stew out of it. And here, this is where they would store all the bones. Up here, I think they would have made use of the bones somehow. Let's go past here, and yeah, Yeah, there's some for sale, and we'll go into here. I believe this is where the butcher would have lived. It's a modest place. Here's somewhere where he would sleep. Maybe some more beds up here for anyone who is helping him, and a small area to prepare food. Let's go back out and go onto the dock where we can see Eastwatch and the ships of the Night's Watch. Let's just go back a little further. Yeah, there's Eastwatch, and the ships over there on the left are, with the black sails and flag, are the ships owned by the Night's Watch. We'll explore those later, but for now, let's go and see what the fishermen have brought in. There's a lot of fishermen over at Eastwatch. Here, there's a boat that has snow on it, another one with a tarp over it. Here we have fish nets and cages where they would catch crabs, and it looks like this boat, this fisherman, has just brought in his catch of the day. Over here, there is a ship that's propped up. I don't think this is being fixed. It looks like there's some plants and snow on it, so I don't think this is seaworthy. I wonder why this is here. Was it just beached? Over at the end here, we have a small sept, so people who have taken the black from the south can still worship the seven. There's a separate altar for the stranger here. Let's go back down this path and through the village to the other side. I believe more of these houses are for fishermen. Yeah, there's another net on the left. There's a lot of fishermen, but that's because Eastwatch is along the Shivering Sea, north of the Narrow Sea, so there would be a lot of whaling and fishing going on. Over here, here's a stall for some of the fishermen to sell their fish, and this building here is called the Soggy Crow, an inn, I believe. Yeah, you can see that sign over there. We'll go back later. Over here, this is some firewood storage. Of course, we need to keep the wood dry, so we have a nice warm fire every night. It gets really cold up here. More fishermen's stalls, and if we go into this building here, we will be in a storage room where supplies would be unloaded from the ships, brought in here for the villagers. The Eastwatch has its own storage room, which we will look at tomorrow. Yeah, just a lot of barrels. There's a table for whoever's managing the storage room to sit at. This path takes us back to where we started, and there's the Great Hall on the left. But let's go back down. Over on the right, there's more firewood. There's a nice brazier. And here they would have kept some of the food, and you can see some scales here. Maybe this is where they would have conducted any trade. Up here, it seems to be empty. Now, before the sun sets, I'd like to just take a look at one of these houses. It's probably going to be another fisherman's hut, and yes, it is, another fishing net. It's a quite modest one, but maybe this next one over here is also a fisherman's hut. Again, there's the fishing net. There's a nice loft for whoever lives here to sleep with a cabinet. Let's go back down and visit the Soggy Crow. Tomorrow we will go take a look at the port and Eastwatch itself, and eventually we'll go up the wall and see what we can see beyond. Here's a nice outdoor seating, a notice board, and some modest decorations, and we have some benches where we can sit and drink with other Night's Watchmen. Over here we have the place where they would have cooked food. I would like your finest drumstick, or I'll just go back here and make one myself. Here's some fish over a fire, And if we go back here, we have an indoor chicken coop, so the animals are warm, and here's another place where they would have kept animals instead of them being outside. So I think now is a good time to find a bed for the night. Let's go upstairs. This room is where the innkeep would have lived. There's a nice big bed. And all of these rooms are small, modest ones with straw beds. Here's some storage. It's nothing fancy, since I don't think there would be a lot of visitors to Eastwatch, save for traders. Up here, it's just more straw, and here we have a red lantern, which means that this room might have been where some Night's Watchmen go for some fun times. It's already getting dark out, so let's go downstairs and find a room. This one will do. Let's just close the door. We don't need to worry about any spooky things happening over at Eastwatch, so yeah, it's night. Let's just shut that so we can keep warm, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Let's go to Eastwatch and explore the castle. So, like I said at the beginning, Eastwatch is currently commanded by a man named Cotter Pike, and there are less than 200 men as the garrison of Eastwatch. Let's take a look at the port first. Let's go take a closer look at the Night's Watch ships. Over here we have a cart going into a storage room that we will take a look at later. Now, these ships would have been used to carry supplies or maybe intercept ships that have been trading with wildlings. It looks like we can't get on that ship, but this ship we can. So let's go down into the hold and see what this ship is carrying. It looks like cargo to resupply the watch. Here's a pen to transport animals on board this ship. These supplies are most likely for the Night's Watch. In this room, we have a bunk cabin for the sailors on the ship, and here is probably where they steered it. And the helmsman's bed. Let's go up and take a look at the cabin up on deck. This is the captain's cabin with a nice spacious bed. It's still a cramped cabin, and there's a stars chart, but it's nice. Over here, it looks like they're shoveling some snow off the rear of the ship. This might have been in port for a while for this much snow to have built up. Let's go and take a look where this cargo would have gone. So the storage room is like the Night Fort. The storage room also opens up to a bunch of tunnels where people in Eastwatch can use to go between buildings, but this area is mostly storage, and unlike the Night Fort, it is full. Over here, here's a mechanism, or one of the two mechanisms to control the portcullis. If we go up here, we'll see a lot more supplies. Here's some rope, some crates underneath a net. And if we go here, we have some of the storage rooms for different things. This one is firewood. Lots of firewood. We need firewood. Over here, it looks like they're storing furs. And this one has a bunch of pots. Maybe it's some ale or something else. Let's go back down. I don't want to go up into Eastwatch through the storage rooms. I want to go in through the main gate. So we'll just go back the way we came yesterday, just down here. There was a fork in the road which we will take to go up to the castle itself. As you can see, that is where we came, and we are at the end of the wall. If we go up here, there are a bunch of ruins. Of course, Eastwatch is also crumbling, but it's still inhabited by the few men the Night's Watch have left. It's completely snowed in. The roof has collapsed. But if we continue on past this arch, we are now approaching Eastwatch. This building here is the stables. It's not a lot of horses. I don't think we can get up there, but that's probably where they would have stored straw for the horses to eat. This is just a small storage room. And let's go in through the gate. The portcullis is up, and here we have a carpenter. As you can tell by the wood that's outside, and you can kind of see like they're working on maybe a new door and some other wooden items. If we go down here, we have some storage probably for whatever they're working on. Over here is a tool shed, shovels and pickaxes to chip away at the ice that has formed on the wall, so that way the Night's Watch can still go up and down it. We have some barrels here, and this room looks to be maybe like a freezer of some kind. I think it's pretty ingenious that they used the wall, which is made out of ice, to store their anything that needs to be kept cool. We have just crossed into the forge. Here you have some coal to feed the furnaces, and someone is making a helmet over here. Here I believe they are melting iron to make new swords to arm the men of Eastwatch. Here are the baths. Let's just take a quick dip. The water's warm because there are furnaces here that one can use to heat water whenever they want to have a bath. So that takes us back outside, and we'll take a look at the other part of this building here, which is the Armory. There's a staircase that leads into it, but here we have racks of swords, shields, helmets. Maybe those chests have armor. And if we go up, yes, we'll go up here. This is where they would have slept, or would sleep. This castle has not been abandoned. Let's go down. Let's go back and go through this door here, which will take us to the Great Hall of Eastwatch. This is where the men of Eastwatch would eat. Here's the table for the commander. And it looks like there's another floor above, but we'll get to that later. If we go back, down there will take us to storage, and this is the kitchen, where they prepare all the food. Let's go over here. Here's where some some of the stewards and the cooks sleep. Let's go down here back into storage. Here we have some cheese. I love good cheese. Some grain or barley maybe. If we go down here, it looks like this is where they keep all of their vegetables. And maybe some ale down here. This staircase leads back up. into the kitchen. Let's go up here. Here we have more bunks, so maybe more cooks or maybe some of the stewards. And here is the top of the gatehouse and the mechanism to raise the portcullis. Let's not touch that. And here we are at the top of the gatehouse. This is a good vantage point to rain down arrows on any attackers on this side of the wall. If we go back down here, we are in the storage, but we'll go out up here and we'll take a look at where more of the Night's Watch over here at Eastwatch would have slept. And tomorrow we'll take a look at the wall. Over here, it's a nice common room, maybe with smaller benches. This could be where the officers ate. If we go over here, here is where I believe the commander, there's a door that goes here into the hall, but the commander would address his officers. Maybe like they'll make plans or assigns tasks for the different men that day. But let's go back. Out here we have a tower, which I believe is the Maester's tower. You can see that brewing stand over there. Let's close that door and go up. Over here we have the Maester's bed chamber with a fur canopy. And of course we have arrow slits here in order to defend the castle. Let's go up one more floor to the library. It's a small library compared to the ruins of the Night Fort or even Castle Black. And one more level up is where the Maester would work. Another brewing stand, and there's a skull over there. Let's go through here. Or I want to go back down and just like take a look at the floor below. I'll just go back down. Let's go back out here. Over here, it looks like we have more storage. There's a weapons rack on the right. And it's dark out, but we'll be indoors, so I don't think I need to sleep at the moment. It's not like the light will affect anything. Here we have another bunk room. Maybe this is for maybe more stewards or maybe the builders or rangers. Because I think it would make sense if the different orders had different places to sleep. Here they're turning furs into cloaks, and there's one hanging on the rack back there. More weapons, flour, more supplies. Let's go and check out what's upstairs. So there's the entrance we went through, and this staircase, if we go up, will take us to the second floor. Here's some hoardings. So hoardings, they can either be temporary or permanent, and it just adds some more defensibility to the castle. In this case, it looks permanent. This is another bunk room, maybe for the rangers or the builders. It's connected to another bunk room. Maybe these are some of the officers' quarters, since there are less bunks. Let's go through here. I believe... Oh, there's nothing here. That leads to the next room we're going to explore. Down here, we have more bunks. I believe this is the biggest bunk room at Eastwatch. I might be mistaken. This takes us to the upper levels, but here is the commander's chambers. Here we have a desk for him to just read reports, a small bookshelf. Here is his nice bed. It's a really nice bed. I really want to sleep in it. And here we have a room for his squire, or anyone who will attend to him. Let's go back out. This leads to the upper levels of the Great Hall. And if we go over here, here is some windows where they can shoot arrows down to anyone who enters the main gate. Let's go up. Another bunk room. I take it back. I think this is the largest bunk room. This one's probably for officers. It has some privacy, or something for privacy. Now let's make our way over. There's more bunks. That takes us to the Maester's tower. Let's go up and take a look at Eastwatch from the top. So we got some nice northern lights out, and there's a lot of snow that is built up. You can see that instead of using a stone or putting snow on top of like stairs, they just used a snow stair. Here, it's a bunk for the garrison on top, and I think this is a good place to sleep. Let's just take a look at the very top. Let's go up onto this turret. Yeah, we'll explore the wall tomorrow and see what's on top, but there's a nice view of Eastwatch from here. But let's go and find a bed. I am tired after going up Eastwatch today. This will do. Good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. This is the third day we have explored Eastwatch, and we will now make our way up to the wall. It is dawn, and we will finally move away from the wall and to many of the other castles down south. So let's find our way out. Yes, let's go through the Great Hall. So we'll go up the stairs. That over here, we just passed the gate that takes us beyond the wall, but we won't be going through the wall. Let's go up here. So the wall is about 300 miles long and 700 feet at its highest point. So it is going to be a bit before we reach the top. And I'll talk about the lore during the main series in a bit. But first, I just wanted to... That's a nice view of Eastwatch, but I wanted to go and take a look at some of the defenses that are built into the wall. So we have a tunnel that takes us through the wall itself. There's a bunch of support beams and portcullis. What is the plural of portcullis? But many portcullises. And this will take us to a lookout on the other side. It's going to be much clearer here than at the top with the shader pack that I'm using. So let's go back and make our way up the wall. I thought I saw something there. So the lore during the main series. In A Game of Thrones, many fishermen have been reported to see White Walkers near Eastwatch. in a Clash of Kings, Tyrion sends Janos Slynt and Alar Dîn to Eastwatch to join the Watch. Of course, only Janos Slynt makes it. Meanwhile, Sir Alliser Thorne becomes the new Master at Arms of Eastwatch. In the Storm of Swords, the Free Folk are amassing their forces near Eastwatch. King Stannis Baratheon arrives with his forces after his defeat at the Blackwater to Eastwatch and rides west to defeat Mance Rayder, leaving Queen Selyse Florent and Princess Shireen Baratheon at Eastwatch. In A Feast for Crows, Samwell Tarly and Maester Aemon depart Eastwatch aboard the ship Blackbird to Braavos. And in A Dance of Dragons, Davos sails from Eastwatch to White Harbor to gain the support of Lord Wyman Manderly. While builders are making the Night Fort habitable, Queen Selyse and her retinue leaves for Castle Black, finding Eastwatch unbearable. Jon has Cotter Pike lead ships to rescue wildlings at Hardhome. The Giants are also sent to Eastwatch to cross the wall there, probably to just climb around it or wade across the sea down there. That is a lot of lore on Eastwatch, and it looks like we still have ways to go, so after Eastwatch, I plan to go sail down the Narrow Sea, and we'll stop at a few castles there. I want to make my way to Highgarden as soon as possible, because I know everyone has been asking where Highgarden Part 3 is, and I really want to make that video. But we have now come to the top of the wall, that giant crane. We have a lot of defenses here, but that giant crane over there is where the elevator for the men of the Night's Watch to come up if they don't want to walk up all of those stairs. So let's explore the defenses up here. It looks like it's almost as if there's another castle up here. Here we have a brazier where some of the patrols can huddle around to keep warm. This is another armory with a bunch of supplies. Over here we have a place for donkeys, because the Night's Watch have used donkeys to cross or to walk along the wall. It's probably better than walking. Over here it's a unlit fire, and we have another relaxation area, or just like a common room. There's firewood. We're a shed for firewood storage, and here is the easternmost part of the wall. As you can see, we are above cloud level, and I can't even see the sea from here. I need to adjust my shader pack settings so we can do that. So we'll just walk along the wall's defenses here. After this, I'm thinking Duskendale. Maybe make one stop along the way to Duskendale, and then after Duskendale and one castle around there, I want to make my way over the Reach and get to Highgarden. So that's the end of the video. Tune in next week to see the next episode of WesterosCraft Walks. Once again, my name is Chris the Archer, and thanks for watching.